Well, I think we need to change we need to change our approach to all of this. Yeah, I don't play the game for stats. I don't play the game for numbers, any statistical approval from anyone else. And I understand that everyone has a preconceived notion on how they want it to look or how they expect it to look. And I told you guys that winning and success is defined by that particular individual, and it's all relative to the person. And what I define it as is winning. And so the number one goal is always to come out here and win.
Okay, what's going on, guys? Keith from Black Quarterback Series, and I told you I was going to do these games one by one. If you did not see the Chiefs game, it will be at the end and at the top. If I remember, I always forget, but it'll definitely be at the end card. So, Jalen Hurts, 20 for 28, 246 yards, a touchdown. Saquon Barkley doing Barkley things is absolutely phenomenal. 15 carries, 118 yards, 3 touchdowns. Two of the touchdowns were a little smaller, but then that big run to just establish dominance at the beginning of the game. Nobody can do it like he can. Um, Jaden, 29 for 48, 255 yards, touchdown, interception. And ultimately, they have 4 turnovers. And I think that's the game right there. I think Philly scored on all 4 of the turnovers, if I'm not mistaken. They scored on all 4 of the turnovers. The mixed with the turnovers and the fact that Philly got touchdowns while Washington got field goals. So I think it was 14-6. If you get touchdowns there, it's 14 up, and we're probably having a different conversation even at halftime. So let's break this down a little bit. So this was to me, this is a better game, obviously, because I have a rooting interest in both of these teams. So it was good to see. I knew this game was going to be. I don't know what I said. Y'all guys can clock me on that, but I don't remember saying it was going to be this dominant. I don't remember saying it was going to be this much of a like straight like ass kicking. I don't remember saying that, but I remember saying I don't think it was going to be close. But um, just let me see. I don't know. I don't even know what to make about Washington. Jaden Daniels showed up. Jaden showed up. This Washington team didn't even look like the same football team that's been here all year. It looked like a young team where the moment was too big for them. Not for Jaden. The moment wasn't too big for Jaden. But the moment just looked like it got to some of the players. And they're 4 or 5 years ahead of schedule. So like I'm not mad at that. You don't make no rash decisions. I put my thing. You don't make any rash decisions, but you kind of know who you want to go down with. And you go down with Terry McLaurin, and you go down with Jaden Daniels, you go down with Austin Eckler. This is a good team. This is a really, really good team. The moment I just got a little too big for him. The clock struck midnight for the Commanders, and I ain't mad at it. Jaden Daniels had the best rookie season in NFL history. Um, he became my second favorite player in the league. Right. I would have loved to see a Washington Baltimore Super Bowl. That's my ultimate favorite Super Bowl. Honest with you, I'm sure I'm not going to pick that Super Bowl next year, but I don't know. I guess we'll talk about that more in the summertime when we get into the summertime schedule and all that. But shout out to Washington. Shout out to Washington. Washington. We didn't think that Washington was going to make it this far. What Jaden just did is what we thought Caleb Williams was going to do, and I said that a few weeks ago. This guy is special, special. Lamar Jackson 2.0. What Lamar Jackson was maybe a year or two ago, Jaden is already there. And that's not saying that Jaden Daniels is better than Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is the greatest dual threat in NFL history. He's also the third best black quarterback ever, greatest dual threat in history. But I'll leave the playlist to my top 10 quarterbacks at the end of the description as well. But he has a chance to be top 5 if he wins a few Super Bowls, and if he not wins a few Super Bowls, but if he continues on this arc that he's on, he has a chance to be that good. So yes, shout out to them. Great season. I don't want to like keep repeating what I'm saying, but shout out to them. Great season. I look forward to seeing what they can do. And they're gonna make it real hard for Dallas to ever be in contention for the next decade. So Saquon Barkley is that guy. He's running. He's gonna run his team to a Super Bowl. Jalen was hurt a lot of the season. Towards the end of the season, not a lot, but Jalen was hurt, and they needed more. They needed more, and Saquon was able to give it to him more. He seems to me like that final piece. I'm not gonna make my predictions until the Friday before the Super Bowl, but he seems like he's that last piece that the Eagles really, really needed. Now, granted, they were in the Super Bowl and they were close. That's probably one of the best games Jalen has played all his life, but it just feels like they're a team of destiny right now, especially the way Hurts. The way Hurts and Saquon has this synergy. Like I've been saying, they are the Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry of the NFC West or the NFC, and like they're awesome. Man. They're just fun to watch. Now I will say, offensive line injuries could hurt Philly in the long run, but that's why you get a week off. You get a week off. You get to recuperate. Jalen feels better. Saquon feels better because that hamstring was a little irritated. You get better. You get better. I expect everybody to play. I expect everybody to be healthy. Also, before I get out of here, this video is really short. They got blown out, so there's not much to say. We're gonna have to start having a conversation about Jalen Hurts being a top 5 quarterback, even though it doesn't look like a top 5 quarterback. So quickly, my top 5. I'm not really sure who I would have at 4 and 5, but I know it's Mahomes, Lamar. Yeah, Mahomes, Lamar, Patrick, probably Joe. No. I'm sorry. Pat, Lamar, Josh, Joe. I'm trying to think who would be 4. See, I haven't done this in a while. It's kind of putting me on the spot. So, but I do know. What I can say is I can't think of who my other 2 would be, but Jalen needs to be in that conversation. Now I know it doesn't look like the 3 I named, but I do think that he deserves to be in top 5 conversations. We talk about Jalen like he's just along for the ride sometimes. Even me, I do that. I do that sometimes. Like that's on me. That's on me for talking about Jalen like that. He's a 2-time NFC championship winner. He's a two-time Super Bowl representative right now. He has a chance to win a Super Bowl. If he wins a Super Bowl, he will be the second guy of this era to win, second notable guy to win of this era, because Mahomes got all the rings. Then before that, Brady got all the rings, and then you got a Matt Stafford in there, and then you got a Nick Foles in there. Nobody's saying Matt Stafford is a top 10 quarterback. I don't think he probably ever was a top 10 quarterback, but nobody's putting him in those conversations. So you got the 2 flukes, so to speak, and then you got GOATs in Pat and Brady. So you got to put him in that conversation, especially if he wins the Super Bowl. I think if he wins the Super Bowl, he's solidified himself at no worse than probably number 5, because who else would have won one? Lamar don't got one yet. Burrow don't have one yet. Josh don't have one yet. Now, granted, they're in the AFC, so they're losing to the GOAT or the baby GOAT. Like, they're losing to him. But it's the chicken and the egg type thing. So Jalen Hurts needs to be in that conversation as a top 10 at worst. Top 10 at worst. I haven't done the study, and I might do that this year in the summertime. Break down all the top 10 guys. But Jalen Hurts is definitely in that conversation. So let me know what you guys think. Like I said, they won by a gazillion points, so it wasn't much to talk about. So this is a shorter video. Let me know what you guys think. I don't want no Super Bowl predictions yet. We're going to wait till next week to get those Super Bowl predictions. I'll talk to you guys next week. Peace.